Hi everyone, for anyone new here, this is Miss Nancy the Greyhound and I'm Tori, her lucky compadre. I adopted her 3.5 years ago and it's been a great adventure for both of us ever since. If you're thinking of adopting a greyhound and wondering how they'd fit into your life, or just love a beautiful snoot, then join Miss Nancy for the day and let's see what she gets up to on a normal day in the life of this ex-racer. It's January and the nights are still long. Miss Nancy isn't an early riser and definitely sleeps with the seasons. We're living in a house this winter and she usually stays in bed asleep while I get some tea. At the moment, we are sharing a house with my sister after spending a year living in my van. And I have to admit, Miss Nancy is absolutely loving all the extra attention. She loves getting her good morning pets and we can't get enough of her happy snaps. It's such a beautiful start to the day. Getting shown that soft, bare greyhound undercarriage and giving it a stroke is therapy for the worst of moods. She usually only stirs her stumps when she hears the sound of a wrapper or the crunch of a biscuit, and with a machine gun flap of the ears, she'll make her feelings known and drool a bit until I give her a bite. Don't worry, it's only a bite and I don't think there's much chocolate in bourbons. When it's clear there's no more biscuit, her head is likely to hit the pillow again until I call her down for breakfast, or she smells someone making toast. First stop is the garden, and the hunt for the perfect place to leave her morning sprinkles. This is a serious business that can't be rushed and may take some time. Next up, breakfast. A dish of fresh water, her plant-based biscuits, and usually some fruit or vegetables depending what's on hand.
Are you ready for breakfast?
I don't use a raised feeder, but a lot of people with greyhounds like them.
Settle. Good girl. Wait. Wait. Okay. Good girl.
Pig, one of her many nicknames and eminently suitable where food is concerned, will then usually scout the kitchen looking for other munchables and check her bowl is really empty before lying down to wait and see what's for the next course. She's an absolute chancer and will wait patiently, or not so patiently, for her chance to have a bite of my breakfast. After a quick survey of the house for possible problems, she then returns to bed for an après breakfast sleep. Beware leaving biscuits or milk unattended.
Let's see if she's drunk the milk and eaten the biscuit. Oh, I'm just in time. Go back to bed. Good girl.
She's drunk all the Oatly.
You're a disgrace. There you go. Okay, Schmooky.
She'll now happily sleep again until lunchtime. I realised quite early on that my ideas of early morning walks were not really going to fly with Miss Nancy. She doesn't want to go before she eats, and afterwards she needs a digestive pause. So this is my time to start work. I'm actually loving the simplicity of working in a house as opposed to the van where it's always a bit chaotic. I've bought a massive desk to go in my room, which I'm using for my silversmithing work, as well as illustration and video editing when I tidy my tools away. Relaxing into the ease of having all this space, a bathroom next door, and not having to keep moving our house is definitely making it easier for me to focus on work, and I'm taking advantage of that while I can. My room feels like our peaceful, safe haven, and as always, having Miss Nancy sleeping quietly on the bed is such a comfort to me while I work.
I love you.
Well, I am ready for break, and it's basically lunchtime, so I think it's time to try and take young Miss Nancy for a walk. It's very windy outside. It's been like 40-mile-an-hour winds for weeks here in Cornwall. She's not overly fond of windy weather, so we'll see how it goes, but I'm going to take her to the beach, and hopefully she'll have a run around.
Should we go walkies?
I wouldn't have thought so, Mother.
Do you want to walk?
No, thanks.
Do you want to go outside?
She loves to try and thwart me when it's time to get ready to go out, especially if she suspects the weather of being inclement. And she is highly tuned to what's going on outside, even from under her blankets.
Oh, beauty. No, Nancy. We're going for a walk. Come back. Come here.
I have a cosy dog harness for her, which I would highly recommend for comfort. The fleece means less opportunity for her to get sore skin where she doesn't have much fur, and the thick straps spread the weight across her body if she startles or pulls. As I never attach a lead to her collar, she wears any old collar. When I first got her, I used a nightingale collar and double-ended lead, which I attached to her harness, and also the collar, which gives you more control with a dog that startles easily. And when greyhounds are first from the kennels, they can be very nervous in the big new world, and it's important that they're under your control for their own safety. They are big dogs. Nancy was 28 kilograms when I got her, and there were definitely occasions in the first month when she nearly pulled me over until I got used to it. So a good harness and a double-ended lead is definitely what I'd recommend. If your greyhound is very jumpy, then a 3-point harness would be a good idea as they can't slip out of it.
It's so windy, it's trying to burn my hat off.
Nancy can be kind of wild and a bit unpredictable if the weather is inclement. Thankfully it's not raining, because that's kind of her worst thing. When it's really windy, she can get a little bit crazy, so I just had to be more careful when I let her off her lead. Today she wore her thick winter coat, which she only really needs when it's quite cold. Generally she runs hot, and I'm always surprised how many greyhounds are wearing coats in mild weather. She starts to pant and just stares at me until I take it off her if she doesn't need it. Today she's wearing it because there's strong winds, which she doesn't like, so it's mainly to help me get her outside. Today Nancy was a little unsure on the beach, I think because of the wind. That said, greyhounds don't always want to run, and as long as she has the chance, it's up to her. If she doesn't want to run all that much, we just have fun playing a bit of chase and throwing cookies for her to catch, which is her favourite game. I love watching her athletic leaps through the air. There was loads of sea foam today, which also confused her, so we just enjoyed the fresh air together. I like to give Nancy's feet a good wash when we get back from a walk to make sure she isn't bringing in any mud or anything worse into the house. She doesn't like this, but she's got used to it and generally just lets me do it, but she's not particularly helpful about it.
Good. Last one. Good girl.
She then heads straight to the kitchen in case there's an unguarded snack that needs tidying before collapsing after all that fresh air. She keeps an eye or ear open in case I need help with lunch and is always ready to receive a few bites and a sports massage to keep her in prime condition. I then tuck her back up under her blanket for a sleep while I get on with my afternoon work.
No. Okay.
Miss Nancy is always super excited for my sister to get back, and she usually knows before I do. Seeing her tail wag as she rushes downstairs to greet her is so heartwarming, and already makes me feel guilty for when we leave. She gets so much love at the moment, and I do think she finds the bigger family reassuring.
Woo! What you got there?
Vegetables. Something for myself. Nancy Drew. Dinner time is accompanied by much drooling. I always get her to wait before she eats to teach her a little self-control. Well, nearly always.
Okay. Okay.
She then hangs out in the kitchen. She takes her duties very seriously, clearing up, collecting dropped bits of vegetables from the floor and performing a pre-wash on the plates. After this exhausting work, she's pretty much ready for bed.